Well, there's no blueprint for something as messy as this season has gotten, and I think the most disappointing part through all of this is the product that was put out there on the field, and I think both the Maras and the Tisches were embarrassed by that. Certainly, everybody in the building could not have predicted how bad this season got. When you were around the team in training camp, there was definitely a positive vibe. As long as everybody could stay healthy. So this got ugly fast, and I think with what's really transpired, not only on the field, but then to see the dysfunction off the field and the mishandling of the need to get looks at other quarterbacks, I think that played a huge role in it, and the fallback and the fallout and the backlash from the handling of Eli. I think ultimately just showed how dysfunctional things were inside that building.
They were 11-5 in 2016. Now they're 2-10. Where do you think they lost their way here?
Well, I think last season, even though they were 11-5, made the playoffs, there were a number of times where the defense had to bail the offense out. And I think when you looked at the inability for this team to close games out offensively, it happened to Tom Coughlin his last year. It happened at times last year. The defense was able to bail them out. But then when you look at this year offensively, just how inept this offense has been, really under McAdoo in the last 2 years, the offense has been pedestrian, and that was supposed to be his strong suit. It was supposed to be his offense that carried the team, and that's just not the way that it was. I think that this team offensively has not been physical under that offense, under that system. So I think those are some of the factors. But ultimately, look, when you lose 2 games or when you win 2 games in a season, the New York Giants have a standard and a standard of excellence that they are hoping to get back to. And this move was clearly for the future and to try to get started on that as soon as possible.
Steve Spagnuolo takes over on an interim basis. How do you think this team is going to react in the coming weeks?
I don't think anybody really knows, how this team is going to respond. Nobody wants to see, as a player, anytime your coach gets fired, you take ownership in it, you feel responsible for it. So I'm sure the players are hurting. I question the emotional energy of this team, given what they went through last week with the Eli mess. Now to go through this, it's a lot. I think they'll be excited about the fact that they get to play the Dallas Cowboys. That was always an easy game as a player to get excited for, always an easy game for the fans to show up for. So it'll definitely be an emotional stadium on Sunday. I think for the players, they're going to rally around Steve Spagnuolo. I know I played for him when he was the defensive coordinator when we won Super Bowl 42, and everybody loved him on both sides of the field, offense, defense. Even to this day, when I see him, it's always a great 5 to 10 minutes to chat with him. He really connects with the players well. So I think they'll all respond to him. And my guess is Mike Sullivan will continue to have a big impact on the offense. And I think the players feel the same way about Sully.